We've all had those little and big missteps in our lives. What if they weren't right or wrong? What if they were just choices on the way to consciousness? Welcome to the Missteps of Consciousness TV show with Hayden and Julie.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Missteps of Consciousness TV show. Hi Hayden, how are you, doll?
I'm pretty good.
Another Friday night. And we have got clothes on tonight.
We don't wear clothes. We just paint them on now. So yeah. And we have our. Are you okay with being called Lovely? Because you were our lovely guest, John West.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hi there. I'm ready for action.
Cool. And we are discussing. Oh.
G'day, Jules. How are you?
Hey, how are you? And we're going to just, John West, I've known John West for a while, and if anyone doesn't really know, John West is the father of Paul West of River Cottage, a fantastic show that is just amazing. But tonight's show, we're going to be talking about yoga, and we're going to talk about how it really contributes and how you can receive and what it really does for your body and for consciousness too. And, you know, John's been a yoga, so his background now is being a yoga teacher for nearly 6 years. He's done a lot of training all over, you know, all over Australia and over the world. Have you've been?
Yeah, I've been overseas. I've been to India and done some training over there, yeah.
And it's just been amazing. So our conversation tonight is, you know, like having a very, I'm going to say, John, you've had a very colourful life. So
that term always associates people with being criminals, Julie. A colourful identity. Well, I'm definitely not that. What I think I am. No.
So, what got you into like being a yoga teacher, and what got you into into yoga?
Well, there's a bit of a long story to it, but I'll keep it very short. So initially I'd say probably, I don't know how to say this, but probably mental health issues really. And then someone by the name of Julie suggested that I do some yoga and try that out. And so that's what happened. I gave it a bit of a go. She was able to show me some moves, probably showed me the most difficult one straight up and nearly broke me in half.
Sounds like her, yeah.
Yeah, sounds like me. Yep.
So from that I learned that if you've got a beginner in your class, start with something really easy. But on the more
so
serious
can I just, that's really something, that's really interesting what you say, is really give something what they can receive and what they can hear. So for me, I've always loved giving people everything, like in anything I do, in any modality with yoga or access consciousness. I just give everyone everything. And it can be quite overwhelming or too much. So what you were just saying, like a beginners coming in, give them what they can receive and give them, what they can hear too.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah,
it's very, very small steps, and you work up, and the steps stretch off into the universe, literally, because the things that you can learn from yoga or in yoga, or things that you might like to know about yoga, it's almost infinite, I would say. It's a really big subject. So you've got to start somewhere, and you start small, because otherwise it's just too much, particularly in the physical part of it.
Well, a lot of people don't really know that actually yoga is a religion, and it's where it started. And it is a spiritual religion too, and there is lots of different paths in yoga. I mean, I've studied a lot of different, and there's lots of different types of yoga too. So what types of yoga, and then what, just the styles of yoga, and then the types of yoga too?
Well, with the religious part of it, they say that the scriptures say that you don't have to. The scriptures, obviously, it's a religion, but they say there's no set God or anything that you have to have. So anyone can do yoga, and they don't have to convert to a religion. So if you were, and this might be a bit controversial, but if you're a Muslim, for instance, and you wanted to study yoga, you just plug in Allah or whoever you have, and away you go. So you bring your own religion to it. And myself, I'm not a particularly religious person, you'd have to say that. So I'll just plug in whatever I feel like at the time. But I mean, eventually, no doubt down the track, I'll have to have a good hard look at that and myself.
Interesting.
So we'll see what happens there. But the type of yoga that we're doing, that I'm doing anyway, is called Hatha, which is traced back probably 2,000 years, where the fundamentals were laid down for that, where it was recorded. It goes back, it depends who you talk to, probably could go back 10,000 years. And then they've got sort of documentation from 5,000 years ago. So it's a pretty ancient sort of art. And it is an art. If you see someone performing it properly, it is an art.
It's definitely an art.
Can I just say how cool it is that we don't have to enter religion into yoga, and you can just choose it? I never realized this, because there's not a lot of religions that just let you do this. It's like you're in, or else.
Yeah, it's pretty flexible.
Yeah. Cool.
So it depends who's wanting to claim the ownership of it. And
yeah, I was going to say, and it depends who you're talking to. So if you went to India, you know, like it really is depending where you would get taught. When I went to Thailand, you know, they were pretty strict of this is the way you follow, and this is the only way you follow. So, and
well,
there's
it's got a lot of its own, you know, its own documentation or scriptures or whatever you want to call it about how you're going to act. But various people try to claim it. That's the thing, that the Hindus will tell you that it's theirs. They invented it and you should be Hindu. But, you know, everyone's got a little foot in the door. You've got the Chinese, where it branched over there, and that would be called Qi Gong. And then you also have Buddhists and many others as well that all sort of have that claim. So that's why there's no
so that's where you got your yin and yang yoga that comes into it.
Yeah, that's the Chinese part of it.
The Chinese yoga of it. So you've got like different countries and different cultures that created this. And do you like, they say what yoga is about is that oneness, is that union of, you can take it away, like, you know, mind, body and soul.
And breath.
And breath.
Don't forget that. Yeah.
Can you explain yoga a bit to me? Because literally all I know about yoga is some points of views I gathered from when I was a child, and then basically what I looked up in the last day and a half.
Yeah. I thought you were going to a yoga class.
Oh, I missed this one, but the one's on Sunday, which I'm going to. So.
You can't miss that.
No.
So a little bit about yoga. I guess the concept is that you, as Julie said, the word means unite or yoke. And so what it is you're trying to do is you're trying to yoke the body and the breath initially, and eventually the spirit as well, the soul. So, and that's the most important part of it, because as Julie also said, there's a certain oneness about it. And if you can get the focus on the movement of the postures and the breath at the same time, then that draws you inward. That's what takes you inside. And that's what enables you, if you're focusing on the breathing, that enables you to block off pretty well everything that's going on around you. So when you go to a yoga class, it's not, you're not bending your neck looking sideways to see who's doing what beside you. You're focusing, it's all about what you can do. It's a non-competitive thing. In Australia, we're very competitive people, so we is one of the big challenges to drop the ego off it and say, you know, that person, I don't care what they can do, I'm only worried about what I can do. One of the greatest levelers for me as a teacher is teaching school kids, because they can bend around like bananas and they're far superior to me. So that sort of that's a reality check for me. I have to say, well, you know, I'm doing what I can do, and that's what yoga really is. So, and one more thing with that, I suppose, ultimately, and this is where the sort of religious part of it comes. Once you start to look inside yourself, deep inside yourself, you're trying to find out who you are and who you really are. So are you the person that's running around and trying to keep a job and keep busy and get an education and raise a family or whatever it is you're trying to do? Or is there something deeper than that? So you're looking for the soul or the spirit inside. And eventually that inner universe, which is, or inner cosmos, connects with the greater universe.
So yoga can take you into like a inner journey. That's what. So is that what yoga is designed for? Is the system? It is. That's what it's made at. It's look like different things have different structures and different systems. So like with yoga takes you, showing you the system they've designed to go inwards. So
you're looking for the inner consciousness, if you allow me to use that word, to connect with the greater consciousness. And yeah, so that's pretty well it.
Interesting.
So the other thing, Hayden, that's really important with it is the ultimate goal of yoga is to calm the mind, to stop the machinations in the mind. So in India, they call that having monkey brain, where you're sitting there and then, I don't know, we could all be doing this right now. We could be thinking, I wish this guy would shut up because I'm going and having a pizza later, or I've got to change a tyre on the car. I don't know, whatever you got. But it's about getting that focus and calming the mind so the mind goes perfectly still.
And a lot of time when the monkey mind's going on too is where you're not, being present in your life, because if you're in your thoughts, feelings and emotion, you're not actually being present with yourself, with your body, with everything that is what's, truly what is, because you got thoughts going on and yoga with the asanas, they definitely can, it really can calm and give you a strength. And there's all the different, the different styles of yoga. But what I've really noticed for me is when I actually doing my asanas, and that's postures, the breath work. So I notice if I pick up other people's thoughts or I go into my head, my breath stops, literally stops. And so then when I notice, then I go back into whatever pranayama breath that I'm using, then I'm just, no thoughts, the mind is just really clear.
So basically you can tell how you're doing in the posture to your ability by what the breath is doing. So if it stops, that's probably not good, or if it's, it might be good, depending if you're doing that properly. And if it's really ragged or you haven't got control of it, then you're probably trying too hard in that posture.
Well, I've noticed
indicates all.
So I've noticed when you're opening, so a lot of open postures. So when I'm opening my chest, my breath will be a lot more flowing. If I'm actually in a lower or a contracting, and this is really cool, like when we're in a contracting, that my breath actually contract down. And what I've noticed too with yoga, if you've got like trauma or you've got emotions and stuck energy in your body, yoga can really, with the yin and yang yoga, can really let all the blockages, and it allows the energy. So the breath actually, really works with working into your whole body. It's like an internal massage. Because I know that it just after I come out from a yoga session, I'm expanded. My body's expanded. Because it's like this massage going on inside of me. But, we can use it. We can use yoga to whatever works for us, and that's how I love yoga, because it is something that can really contribute to your body. And breath work is amazing. Breath work really does, expands
possibly a lost art, I think, or becoming lost anyway, is the breathing part of it. Because going back a step or two, and exactly what you're saying is correct, but the reason we do asana or postural work is to build the body strong, so that basically you can sit up and do breathing and meditation, so you can sit up straight and without having to, slump forward like we do at the computer. Your head gets closer and closer and closer. And the spine rounds out, and that's not good for you. That's pretty bad.
And yoga has a point of view, and it is an interesting point of view, that you do your asanas so then you get to relax at the end and get ready to prepare for death. So that's really interesting. So you're moving around through your whole asanas, and you're moving prana. So prana, like you got your chi, and it's just life force. So it's just like energy. It's just energy that goes
I should point out there that usually that's true what you're saying about preparing for death, but it's a long-term preparation. Not going, I'm going to die now.
Yeah, well, what if death is just another possibility, another different possibility, and what if it's
that's what yoga believes. I mean, that's exactly what they believe, and that's why you don't do bad things to people, because you keep recycling. You keep being reincarnated until you wake up yourself. So you've got to watch out for karma.
Yeah, and that's where the karma is a concept and a construct. And I would say, because it's built in, because if you are coming in, this is where the soul has got lessons, and the souls are trying to learn the lesson, so it keeps going, keeps coming around. This is where karma got created, because it just gets that causal reality, Hayden.
Yeah,
trying to get it right. So you die, and then you come back again to do it again. It's sort of like a bit of that.
And if you overextend yourself in a yoga class, you feel like you've probably died anyway. So just be careful of that. Don't overdo it, Hayden, when you go to your first class.
I will attempt. Well, what if I'm willing to overdo it though, and then I won't?
Cool. That's awesome.
Probably result in injury.
I'll learn from it though, won't I?
Oh, definitely.
And Hayden, what could you, if you could just ask your body, because your body knows so much. We diminish, and we really take our body for granted, and we exclude our bodies. And our bodies are an amazing organ, and it's a life force of its own, that we override our bodies a lot with our choices, with our decisions, with our expectations and things like that. So it's really, that's cool, Hayden. Like, if you're willing or not, like talking to your body. So it's like yoga. I'm going to look at it in a different way. What if yoga was a different way of communicating with your body?
Well, different as in opposed to tipping alcohol down your neck,
or doing something, like having like really having that connection. You're talking about that communion and that yoke, that like having that, just having that knowing about your body, knowing that your body is here with you too. So it's about like listening to your body. And so what if yoga is just another system that actually can create harmony in your body? Because so many bodies, I notice, and so many people and bodies have got so much disharmony in their world and in their body. You see the way they shrunk and how they are.
So I guess that's what it's all about. Just going back a few points, the yoga is about making your body strong and healthy, so you can get around as well, and without being sick all the time. It's really about generating health so that you can do the things in life that you want to do. But getting back to your point about getting in touch with the body, and that's what it really is about. When you're moving, you know, when you're doing some movement or some posture, then you're also taking your focus to the muscles and the joints and the pieces that are engaged. And again, you're going down deep inside into yourself. And that's what makes it a that non-competitive thing, because you just don't even know anybody else is there, really.
Well, can you really compete anyway? Like, that's...
I believe they do have yoga competitions, but that flies in fully in the face of what the ancients were prescribing. So, yeah, it's a bit like, you know, a bit like bodybuilding competition, I suppose, a yoga competition, because you've got these superb athletes that can really do things. But
and competition and competition is when someone has to lose or someone has to win.
that's right.
So that's where competition is. So if your body doesn't have to lose, your body has to win. Doesn't have to win. That's where, you know, yeah. You know, when you were saying about the strength of the body, you know, with yoga too, what if there is a lot of, you know, subtle energies? Because in this reality, we're so caught up in everyday life, in this reality, and it's about, you know, getting things right, or, you know, it's always like do. And so with yoga system, it's a good way to calm the body. But there's like, yeah, building the strength and being really, you know, strong in your body. But that's subtle. Like with yin is about like receiving and having subtle energy. So when you were talking about moving the body and having that strength, having subtle energy, having subtle muscles can have that really flow in your body too, that you're not stuck and rigid. Like some people, you know, they can get like, they can really lock stuff in your body. I've seen it as a body worker, as a life coach, as a yoga teacher, as an access person. I really have seen where people lock their point of view in their bodies. And, you know, strength is like, you know, what if it's not just strength? What if it's subtle energy? What if it's about nurturing? That, you know, yoga like this morning really showed me that gentle flow is about nurturing. What if we could really nurture our bodies? And what would that be like? And like, you know, with yoga.
I don't think that there's any sort of yoga that you could do, I could be wrong, that doesn't require determination and dedication and commitment. You know, it's and you can probably keep that in mind, Hayden, when you go in. It's even the easy, what appears to be quite easy postures, you can always, as a practitioner, you can always find more in them. So.
Well, I love that. Oh, no, I'm going to jump into that. That's awesome. Finding more and getting more out of your poses and committing, like yoga, like committing to your poses, committing to your body is really committing to your life too.
That's
so getting more, yeah. So
yeah.
yeah.
You stole my thunder, Julie. What are you doing?
Oh wow. Yeah, you were saying committing. So go on.
It's that willingness to commit to your body and be like, okay, no matter what, I'm going to be here. If it hurts like hell, or if it doesn't hurt at all, I'm going to do it. Yeah.
And it's committing and knowing. And it's not about, oh, it's going to hurt and I'm going to injure myself. It's really having that commitment with your body going, okay, I'm here, I'm present. It's about, you know, this conversation, I would say, it's about using yoga as a tool of being present with your body.
And just going back to the hurt part or not hurt part, Hayden, the first rule of yoga, I suppose, from the philosophy point of view, is called ahimsa, which means, and in English terms, I'll call it zero harm, basically. Okay. So, and that means that you don't go around hurting people intentionally, particularly yourself. So if you're doing a yoga posture and it's hurting you, then you probably need to back off that and let that go and
so
try to go to bed.
Okay, I'm going to throw something in, but what if someone's got a point of view that, you know, pain is bad or good. Like a lot of people not able to really know. Like I've seen people go into poses that have gone in, really in agony. They're not like, like I know with me. So again, we're talking about the filters of people's perception what pain is, because pain can be, I've seen, you see people go through splits and you go, wow, that would be painful. So
I'm one of them.
Yeah. So again, it's actually the person knowing. And so what I'm like taking you and showing you is, what if you could use yoga as a facilitating of getting to know your body?
Well, that's exactly what it is. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You nailed that one down.
Nice.
That's cool.
So
You go.
Oh, I was just going to ask. So it has created a lot more awareness in your body then, and like a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess that's what it's all about. So it's about awareness. It's creating awareness. You've summed it up
So
very
what
well.
awareness? So John, what awareness have you got from applying yoga in your everyday life into you and your body? Like, what awareness do you know now about your body?
Well, that's we could probably talk about that for the next 2 or 3 hours without me stopping. So,
well, let's just do it for 10 minutes.
Well, yeah.
Because I think that's about awareness because when we talk about yoga about other people, this is cool. I really like to know the awareness you've got out of using
Well,
yoga.
it's a sort of, the other thing with it is, as I said at the outset, yoga is a pretty big subject and it's never ending. You find out, 10 more things about it, and then all it does is really enable you to realise that you don't know much at all. So it's an ongoing process like that. But yeah, look, I know more about my body now, 6 years later, than I did for the other 55 years of my life. So I know a lot about the body, and I'm starting to learn about. What's that?
Would you say a lot more kinder, more gentler?
Yeah, and these things, once you take that attitude with yourself, then that flows out to the people you're dealing with as well, or the people that you come in contact with.
I know. Yeah, you're completely different. Like when I knew you, like you're so much more gentler.
Which is yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's very. If everyone
it's just a thing. It's just a thing. It's something where you
would be a better place. So if we could take this over to the Middle East and go, listen, boys, put those guns down and let's do a few downward dogs here.
I'd definitely be very different.
That's really awesome. So that's awesome that you really have got out of like choosing yoga and teaching yoga, it really has given you more awareness with your body, but it's really changed. It's changed you.
Yeah. Look, if you look at it from this point of view, it doesn't pay very well as far as a job goes, right? It's in money, but it pays big time in making you a better person. It really does, and a more understanding person, and trying to just do things better, I suppose. It's and not only that, it's not just yourself. In my position, I'm able to try and help other people. Hopefully I don't hurt anybody. I don't try to. I do advise them to go steady when they first start. No one ever listens, but then they find out. So
awareness shows up in the weirdest ways.
Awareness is the key thing, and you learn as you go with that. So yeah, it's very rewarding, but not in the way you might think. And that's really, when people talk about what they do for a living, you've got to do what you really like doing.
So like a desire, like, it's something that gives you joy and gives you pleasure.
Yeah, well, that's another rule direct from the philosophy handbook, that you go about things with burning enthusiasm. I'm going to interpret that as called tapas, but
beautiful tapas, yeah.
Enthusiasm. So yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Hayden, you know I have it all the time.
Oh, is that what that is? All right.
That's tapas. I'm always, I wake up and I'm bouncing out of bed, and I like this afternoon I went out somewhere after doing some recording and seeing some clients, and there was this grasshopper like nearly 10 centimeters on my windscreen. And I got so excited, and I'm just looking at it, did not move. And it went to the side, I'm driving, and went to the side and just, it was there. And I got so much joy, like just being there with this grasshopper. It was huge, and it was just amazing. And, like for me, I'm like that with everything, like that's actually a target. That's a desire for me, that I can have joy. And when I need to be the bulldozer, we know I can be the bulldozer, but it's to have that joy, that enthusiasm in your life, like, wake up and live and
definitely.
it's just
Yes. That's it,
awesome.
100%. So that's tapas for you. When you
That's
see
tapas.
smoke coming off of Hayden, she's got burning enthusiasm.
And he does, look at that.
I mean,
Look at that.
tapas.
Yeah, you're very serious. We are very serious. But yeah, and Hayden's like, I've noticed with Hayden, like with the show, he gets really excited, like when he does the before coffee shows, and when we're talking to people, I just, I see the life in him. But that's just me, that's my point of view.
I think that's, having spoken to Hayden yesterday about such matters, I think that's his communication skills coming to the fore. That's what that's all about. I'm pretty sure. Stop me if I'm wrong, Hayden.
Stepping up.
Gratitude.
He's really stepping up. I like you stepping up. It's really cool. It's fun doing the show with him. It's fun creating and whatever we're going to create. So it's really cool. Anything, we're going to start wrapping. It's really cool. Like, this is, I just love this conversation. We've been talking about yoga and about awareness on bodies, and John, like, just, taking the horns, the bull by the horns.
He's the old, he's going down.
Calm down, bull.
So before you go, when we start wrapping it up, what was it like going over to India? And where the home of, so cool, like, I'm not saying but the home of yoga and the sages. And
yes, well, for a start, before you get to yoga, I recommend everyone goes to India before they start, or probably China as well, and have a look around.
Or Thailand.
Yep, Thailand as well. And then come back and just be really grateful for what we've got here now in the country. I don't know how long we'll have it for, but let's hope it lasts forever. But as you know, nothing does last forever. But so, they're all third world countries, and we just got this fantastic lifestyle here, which we really need to be grateful for. But going over there and talking to people about yoga is definitely, I met some really interesting people there, and people that were very, how would I say, not driven by ego in any way, shape or form, just very gentle, calm, peaceful people who would share whatever they had with you, basically.
And you were really grateful for, going over there and being able to talk to people and be able to experience.
Yeah, extremely lucky. And I've been a bit blessed with other teachers as well, because I've had teachers that have been trained. We've got a direct, I'm doing training over in Perth now, and the lineage of the person doing the training goes straight back to some of the greatest teachers of the last century anyway. So yes, very lucky to, and something that India's really given us, apart from some wonderful food as well, I suppose. This will probably outlast their food.
So the training that you're doing in Perth right now is pranayama. It's all breath work that you were talking to me.
Mainly breath work but meditation as well. Look, you can sit down on the floor and close your eyes and meditate. That's pretty easy. But if you want to get to the high end of it, I suppose, then first of all you have to learn the breathing techniques to power the meditation. I'll use those terms. But if we're using small steps to get there, well, I'm getting up the staircase a bit now.
So let's get really practical and can you show just a basic pranayama? I mean, I got lots up my sleeve, but could you show really, if someone just wanted to learn, they're getting quite anxious, they've got, pain in the chest, and they just want to relax and more breath coming through.
It sounds like I need medical advice.
Let's just show just a really basic pranayama, because we're
I think it's pretty hard to show it on here, but I can explain it. So
okay, well,
for a person with the symptoms that you just described, I probably wouldn't be looking for a doctor, but someone that's anxious, right, then and it's a really hard thing to say, but let's look at it from a different view. On an inhalation, I'll give you the basics. On an inhalation, the heart rate picks up and you become possibly more anxious. On an exhalation, the heart rate slows down. So one of the tricks of it would be, and you wouldn't learn this immediately as far as the technique goes, but if you can shorten the inhalation and lengthen the exhalation, that's good. Or if you can just slow both of them down, make them as slow as you can.
So breathing in through the nose and breathing through out the nose. Can you show that?
Definitely.
So show the shorter to the longer. You were explaining.
And the first breath technique that I teach anyone is called diaphragmatic breathing, where you breathe down through everything's done through the nostrils, down into the stomach, and you try to roll the stomach out by pushing the diaphragm down, and then you lift up into the upper part of the body. And that, just the working of the abdomen in that also works with the parasympathetic nervous system and calms the body down.
All right, well, let's all try this, okay? Hayden, let's try, because I was doing it while John was actually talking. So let's just relax the body, bring the shoulders away from the ears. And take it away, John.
Slow breaths.
Cool.
So inhale down into the lower, and then lift up towards the collarbones, but don't lift the collarbones. And then one smooth, slow exhalation. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go again. Inhale into the lower, let the stomach roll out. And then lift up into the top, fill the lungs. And exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale, roll the stomach out, let it go. Fill the upper body up. And exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go back to normal breath.
Cool.
Wow. Wow, my body feels like, wow, that's really cool. That's awesome. You're amazing, John. You're
A little bit
amazing.
more to it than that, but that's a good start. Just and particularly if you're lying in bed unable to sleep, which is associated with anxiety, I guess. But if you just lie flat on your back and just let the feet fall out to the side and let the hands go to the side, and just actually the best bet is to put the hands on the stomach as you're lying there and focus on lifting the hands as you inhale on the stomach, and then just a smooth exhalation. That's all you've got to do. And if you do that for a little while, you can send me checks in the mail for
It's amazing. I use a lot of access clearing statements when I'm not able to sleep, and I use that technique. I actually use that technique. I just put my hand just near the diaphragm and the rib cage, and I just expand out, and then I let it all go. So I breathe in, and so the hands just expand out, and then they just drop down.
So you've got to really take your focus to that breathing. You've got to feel the hands rise and listen to the air going in and coming out. Because what that's doing is taking your mind off what's keeping you awake, basically. So the mind, when you look inside it, it'll be going at 1,000 miles an hour. I've got another trick we could probably...
So what you're saying there is actually being present. So, when you get into your mind, the monkey chatter and you're all like that, there's so many different, you know, techniques and amazing things, but when you're being present with your breath and where your hands and listen, you know, and listening to the breath coming out of your nostrils, it's amazing when you're so present. Wow, I know I go, whoo, I'm off.
Yeah, you're present. Pranayama breathing, that can be as good as being as taking some forms of drugs. Apparently, I wouldn't know, but I've got one more little thing that we can do. So this time we'll just do inhale into that stomach, or if you can't do that, don't worry, just inhale. And then when we get the lungs full, close down the eyes and hold the breath for 5 seconds and have a look inside the mind. Righto, we ready? Exhale. Inhale into the stomach, try to roll it out. Fill up to the top. And exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. So generally when you're holding the breath, the mind goes still. And often for a lot of people, when they discover this, which some people may have just now, that is the first time their mind has ever been quiet. There's not someone in there talking. And who is it?
It was
Not
funny.
you.
I was going to say, when I looked in there was nothing in there. So
No,
you know, I had my mind. You know, I've been creating to go beyond the mind. And if you do hear voices in your head, and you know, it doesn't mean that you have a mental illness, guys, and it doesn't mean that you're going. You know, it can be entities too. And this
It
is
depends what those voices are saying.
Yeah, well, no, and it's a lot of times it can be that people are so aware, and so this is where, you know, yoga has really helped mental illness. But a lot of times, and there is a lot of entities, a lot of gods and all of that are you know, attached to yoga. So when you are hearing, you know, voices, it can be entities. It can be just people without bodies. There are people without bodies around and they just talk. So a lot of people think it's their mind. And another thing I just want to throw in, and Hayden, you know, this is something we both know. What if 99% of your thoughts, feelings and emotions weren't even yours? And you were just so aware and you picked up just everything else, and then you actually made them into yours because you bought them as real and true. So a lot of times all the thoughts that you're actually picking up aren't even yours.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing.
Another point with that is there's probably no reason to be thinking those thoughts in the first place, you know, like, because particularly, I understand what you were saying there, but if it's eventually
yeah, so what I'm actually saying, well, what if it's not that you're not thinking them? What if you're just aware of it? So, you know, when we're talking about the awareness of your body and all the awareness you've got through yoga, what if you're not actually thinking? What if you're just aware of other people's thoughts? It's probably just a very different concept. It's actually a different concept, and it's a different reality that your thoughts are not even yours. So it's just
the first step with all of that is getting awareness that you may be thinking thoughts that are counterproductive, basically, and they may not be yours. So,
and it is. What if it's all about awareness? That is such a great point to make. What if it is just about awareness? Just aware that you're thinking, you're not thinking, or you're just aware of other people's thoughts. Awareness. Wow. Awareness is really cool.
Well, we think.
What are you gonna?
Well, I kind of wanted to go into money, but I'm getting the sense that this is maybe another topic, go into money.
Oh, wow, you really want to talk about money. He really wants to talk about money with you.
But we've been going for a fair while, that's all.
Yeah, we do. Would you come back on and do another show with us about money?
About money.
About money. About points of views, about your points of views, about different ways, about the way, because I know you've made money. I know you've make money very easy.
I've got a pile of it under this table now.
Really? That's awesome.
I've just given it all to someone else, really.
It's really interesting because we have been talking about money and looking at money not as a bad way or a good way, just about money in different ways of money. Is that what you've been looking at? Like, you know, is that what you're looking at, Hayden? Or
I'd just like to discuss money.
yeah,
Well, we can do that. I'll definitely come back on for another time. What I know about money mightn't take very long to get out. I can talk about yoga longer than money, but anyway. Yep, we can give it a go.
Cool. Yeah,
that's
It'll
really
give me the opportunity to talk about the time when I went into the Emerald supermarket and it was empty.
I wonder how many people around the world know about the Emerald.
Yeah, that's funny. That was when the floods happened.
Yeah.
We couldn't get into, and we had the floods up in central Queensland, and we couldn't. Yeah, it was really interesting, and people really freaked out, and the whole supermarket was. Do you remember that, Hayden?
I wasn't there. I was somewhere else.
It was gone. Like, I remember going in to get some bread for us, and it was just, and so that's again of the reaction of fear and like that. And I love to talk about fear with money, and what if fear is not actually real? So, you know,
All topics for another time currently.
yeah,
Go
cool. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, John. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, before we finish up the show.
I go.
Yeah.
We probably should all chant on together. I think that'll be the one good thing. But no, we'll. I'll bow out gracefully, and thanks for having the opportunity to come on and talk about yoga. There's one thing I like doing. It's thinking about yoga, talking about yoga, doing yoga, or teaching yoga.
Oh, talking about yoga. Yeah. I'm very grateful that you've come on.
Thanks for the opportunity. It was really good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hayden.
We're going to do a om. We're going to do om. You're going to chant out om.
No, it would probably be wrong.
Come on, let's do an om together. That would be really cool. Let's all do an om. So, ready?
Hayden, do you know what to do?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Except you have to take a really deep breath in. So, you ready? So, exhale. Big breath.
Neat. I'm looking forward to learning about OMS. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, so OM's said to be the first sound heard in the entire universe. It's the vibration from when the universe was formed. With the Big Bang. They like a bit of science in there.
It's like that humming noise, you know, when, you know, and so again, like the om, and you can put your tongue on the roof of your mouth and then just really breathe. Like, there's so many different ways you can do oms.
There's a lot of different breathing techniques as well. So that's what you're describing. There's yet another technique called Brahmari, I think it is, which is called hummingbee breath in English, where you put the thumbs in the ears and put the tongue up behind the teeth.
And there's different ones, like, you know, like that. There's lots of different ones. I love them all. You know, I have books. Well, thank you for coming on.
I've got one last thing to say about that, because we're talking about breathing. Remember this: when you stop breathing, you're dead.
For that 10 seconds.
Well, if you stop breathing, your body has gone. Doesn't mean your soul, your infinite being has.
No, true. You're only jumping off buses.
John, you never die. You know, as your soul and your infinite being, you never die. So your body, you know, eventually, you know, go, yep, it's time to get another body. So awesome. All right. Well, nice coming on. Great chat.
Go check out John. Go to his classes, because I bet you they'd be awesome, even though I haven't done them. But
yes, that's excellent. Thanks. How will we find you, John?
What's that?
How will we find you? Oh, yeah. How will we?
You've got a website. So John, so you've got a website and a Facebook page?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so in both cases, they're called Yoga with JW.
Yeah.
So www.yogawithjw.com, no AU, and on Facebook it's just Yoga with JW.
Yeah, and I showed, it was really interesting because I showed Hayden your website,
Yeah. Facebook's
and I
still
showed
for a
you
bit, by
some
the way.
photos. I showed some photos. So yeah, so if you want to find John, and if you live up in the Hunter Valley and you want to go to some classes,
Or if
he's
you're
got
from anywhere else in the world and you'd like to come to the Hunter Valley and do some of his classes, that'd be pretty
yeah,
cool.
you're on holidays. That would be amazing. You can find him on Facebook.
They can stay at my place.
Amazing. And you never know, John might be making a video in the near future, and he may be even doing some online stuff, so you never know, so you might just put it there too.
As long as I'm still breathing, I might be doing something.
Okay, well, see everyone. See you next week. We've got Frank next week. I am so excited. Frank is just amazing. He's a producer. He's got his own show. He's an access consciousness facilitator.
But there will be an entirely new video out about that soon. So we'll cover all that then. So for now, bye.
See you guys. Bye.
And that's another week done and another great episode. Hope you all enjoyed as much as Hayden and Julie did. See you next episode.